Welcome to our lesson on the use of hormones in IVF and negative feedback. The key questions for today are 1. What is IVF? 2. What is the process of IVF? 3. What are the advantages and disadvantages of IVF? 4. What is negative feedback? 5. What are the roles of thyroxine and adrenaline in the body? The key words for today are in vitro, egg, follicle-stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, hypothalamus. In vitro fertilization refers to a type of fertilization that occurs outside of the body. It is used to help people get pregnant when they may have difficulty getting pregnant naturally. The hormones FSH and LH are used as fertility drugs. Task: what are the roles of FSH and LH? FSH stimulates the eggs in the ovary to mature, and LH causes an egg to be released. During IVF, the mother is given FSH and LH to stimulate the growth of several eggs. These are then removed during a short operation. Sperm is collected from the father and is used to fertilize the eggs in a laboratory. Once the eggs are fertilized, they will be incubated until they grow to embryos. An embryo is a small ball of cells. These embryos can be screened for genetic diseases, and 2 or 3 of the most healthy embryos are then inserted into the woman's uterus, where they may grow. The other embryos are discarded or donated for research. The success rates of IVF are relatively low, and it can be a very stressful experience, both emotionally and physically. IVF can also lead to an increased chance of a multiple pregnancy, with twins and triplets being more common. This can lead to increased risk for the mother and the babies. The fertility drugs can cause side effects, and the process itself can be tiring and upsetting. However, IVF can allow the mother to give birth to her own baby or use a surrogate if her own uterus is unsuitable, and the baby would still share the genetics of the mother and the father. Extension: what ethical issues are associated with IVF? Some people disagree with IVF on religious grounds or due to the human rights of the embryos that are discarded throughout the process. Task: look at this table of statistics about IVF from an AQA exam question. Comment on the trends seen in the table. Extension: why would IVF not be offered to anyone over the age of 42? The trends in the table show that IVF is most common and most effective in women below 35 years of age, with more women producing 1, 2, or 3 babies. As the women get older, the effectiveness is reduced. The effectiveness is very low in women ages 40 to 42 years old. Women over the age of 42 would likely not be able to have a baby, as the success rates around that age group are very low. It would cost a lot of money and be emotionally very upsetting. Negative feedback is a mechanism that keeps the body functioning at optimum levels. If something rises, the mechanism lowers it, and if something lowers, then the mechanism raises it. An example of negative feedback is thyroxine. Thyroxine is secreted by the thyroid gland. It controls the metabolic rate, which is the rate at which chemical reactions occur in the body. This is important for growth and development. If thyroxine levels become low, then the hypothalamus triggers the pituitary gland to release thyroxine-stimulating hormone, which causes the thyroid gland to release thyroxine. When levels are normal or high, this process is inhibited, which means it stops the hypothalamus from triggering the pituitary gland. And therefore, thyroxine-stimulating hormone is not released, so then thyroxine is not released from the thyroid gland. Adrenaline is another hormone produced by the body. It is the fight or flight hormone produced by the adrenal gland. It is released when the body perceives stress or danger. It's also released when excited. Task: what effects does adrenaline cause in the body? Adrenaline causes the heart rate to increase. This increases blood flow around the body. It also increases the breathing rate to increase the amount of oxygen in the blood. More blood flows to the muscles than other parts of the body so that movement can be maintained. Adrenaline also stimulates the liver to break down glycogen into glucose to be used in respiration. The pupils also dilate to enable lots of information to be obtained from the surroundings. This all prepares the body for the physical exertion of fighting or fleeing.